Folks, welcome into sportsbookreview.com. It's time for some Major League Baseball. It is a Monday, fresh off, rested and ready from Saturday and Sunday. We dive into a full Monday card today, and I am excited. Let's get busy. And by the way, before we get into it, Jason went down to Atlantic City, had a nice weekend with his girlfriend. Kyle said that marriage plans are in the future. Is this true? I just need to confirm this.
Yeah. We got a couple of years, but it's definitely in the future. I actually went to Atlantic City, said I wasn't going to bet on sports, and there I was betting on sports in the sports book, and having those nervous breakdowns throughout the games like I always do. So, but I was able to win both those games I bet on. So, bringing the mojo everywhere I go, winning bets, and that's what we're going to hope to do this week as well.
No, we are absolutely going to do that, Kyle. Yesterday, I was sitting here watching the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm like, damn, Bryce Harper's good. Phillies look like they're up 2-0 on the way to victory, and kablooey, they exploded. How was your weekend, Kyle?
My weekend was fantastic, and hey, trust us, chat. We're working on Jason. We got the Motown Soul plan before, so we're styling, we're profiling, we're jiving, we're vibing, we're ready to go. It was a spectacular weekend of sports, a sensational series between the Dodgers and the Padres, watching Tatis pull 450-foot home runs from 3 foot outside the strike zones. Absolutely incredible. Really fun MMA pay-per-view. So we're just coming off a great weekend, ready to rock and roll. It's a Mimosa Monday. Cheers to you all. Ready to get through this show and give out some winners.
Damn right. Fastest 30 minutes in Major League Baseball starts today with the new show format. You see what we got on the right side of the screen here. We're going to hit those top games each and every day, get right to the best bets and bankers, then rip it around Major League Baseball in a lightning round to see if there's any other oddities on the board that we like. The one thing that I do like, 85,200 people have hit the subscribe button for us here at sportsbookreview.com, right here on the YouTube channel. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bells on so you can come in live in that chat box, come in here and say hello. Let's get moving right away. Live games right now going on. One game. I love it. Thank Major League Baseball for this. They love the day games now. Used to be, we never saw day games, maybe a getaway day on a Wednesday or a Thursday, but outside of that, they're getting after 2-2 right now. Kansas City and Detroit, top of the 5th inning. Looks like a double by the Kansas City Royals. If I'm looking live right now, they just opened back up, and they are closed back down. Minus 156 was the money line coming up for the Royals. Quick thoughts here, Jason, on this game with the Royals and the Tigers here.
Yeah, I'm more of a Royals guy. Looks like the Tigers are now favorites, so I guess Dyson might have got out. I don't know what happened.
They bunted him over to third. 1 out, man on third.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'm a big Royals guy. Tigers really, their offense really doesn't excite me. I think the Royals are the better team, and obviously I think they're going to the top of the order now with the Royals. So yeah, I would still be on the Royals in this game, and I expected this game to go under. Already 2 runs, so maybe it won't go under. I'd stay away at that point.
Let's see what we got here, because I'm taking a look at these live totals here, Kyle. Over 4 if we're looking for the Detroit Tigers, and over 4.5 now with a man on third base, 1 out, minus 104. The live total up to 8.5, minus 122. Any thoughts on this game live currently?
Yeah, and it's good that the game is tied this late into the game. Why? Because the Detroit Tigers have the worst bullpen in baseball. They're the worst team in baseball. Right now, as you look at it, I can't think of a team that I think is worse than the Detroit Tigers. So when you look at a tie game, you're getting a decent number here on the Royals. I would take it because, their bullpen's given up nearly 3 runs a game. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation here. So Royals leading the division. We sort of talked about them in the futures, making us smart. But for right now, I would take the value. That run total over 4.5, I think makes a lot of sense with that Detroit bullpen. And their money line, it's not super juiced up right now. It's a tie game, so maybe I jump on that as well.
Yeah, 2-2 right here. I'm watching this game. Whit Merrifield's at the plate. So before we jump out of this one, they do have it locked up. Anybody thoughts? Whit Merrifield's going to drive home a run one way or another, correct? Or are we thinking that he's not going to? Let's see what happens as this plays out right now. It's a 1-1 count.
He actually got out.
Oh, wow.
Without scoring.
There we go. Erase the tapes.
Woo! There you go. So 3-2 now.
Oh, there we
Kansas
go.
City. So they scored the run. Yeah, they scored the run. He almost hit a home run there when it was right up against the wall.
Oh, they changed on MLB. Yeah. Okay.
So that is a score. So now the lead as Kansas City goes 2-10 as a favorite in this game. Over under now live at 9.5, and the total runs go up from 4.5 to 5 on Kansas City. So something to keep an eye on as we move forward. But let's get into the day games today, gentlemen, and have some fun. 9:13, 9:14, Minnesota and Cleveland. Barrios versus Plesac opened up as a short favorite off Short Pinnacle. Minus 115 jumps to minus 125. If we look at the over under, a full run higher, folks. Pinnacle and FanDuel both opened up at 7s, now sitting at 8s. I'm going to start with you first, Jason. Minnesota and Cleveland, what are we looking at today?
Yeah, Plesac has really struggled the last 2 games, allowing 6 runs and 7 hits in each of those 2 starts versus the White Sox. It should be a better day today, but I would still probably rely on the Twins. Those bats at the top of the order can definitely do damage. And Plesac really hasn't been the same this season so far. Berrios has been a little bit better. Strikeout numbers are a little bit higher. I do think this game could be under 4.5 in the first 5 innings, and I would lean towards the Twins at minus 125. In the first 5 or the full game, I think the Twins are the play here, but Plesac is a lot better than he's pitched in the last 2 games, so keep that in mind when you're betting this game.
Yeah, looking at this overall, and I'll throw it to you here on this next one, Kyle. Jason is right. The top of the order, weighted on base average, Arias 422, Donaldson 357, Cruz 419, Buxton 512. The rest of the guys, not a lot to love in that lineup for Minnesota, but you get a lot of junk here in that Cleveland lineup, particularly Rosario and Hernandez, 1 and 2 are terrible. But then you have Ramirez, Rosario, and Reyes. Decent numbers, 344, 320, 370 weight on base average. Then they fall off a cliff again. You are literally tiptoeing between raindrops in this game, trying to find some love in these lineups. What are you looking at in this game?
Yeah, this one's tough. This one's a little bit scary here. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I hear Zach Plesac, I always think back to Dan Plesac and his horrible attempt to hide the fact that he got that hair plug surgery on his hair. I mean, he can try to cover it up all he wants. Bottom line is, those are hair plugs. I digress. The slight advantage here is to the Twins for me. Just when I look overall, I do think Barry and Jason's 100% right. Plesac's much better than he has shown early on through the year. But I still give the slight advantage here to Berrios. His last 5 starts against Cleveland, he's been pretty solid. A couple 20s, which means it's a mediocre performance. We also got a 63 and a 43. I don't mind that there. Plesac, on the other hand, his last start against Minnesota, 21. He's got, his first 2 starts dreadful, a negative 16 and a 9. So a slight advantage to the Twins here. I don't have any of my money on this personally. I do think there's a little bit of value here. Twins first 5 minus half a run at plus 105. When I look at a game like this, I see the slight advantage to the Twins. I like Berrios. I'll go that plus 105 first 5 for the Twins. Nothing official there, but I lean Minnesota in this spot.
901, 902, Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves. Davies versus Morton. Big changes here in the numbers. Pinnacle offshore opens this game up as a favorite, minus 158 to Atlanta. That is now all the way up here to 193. Some of the New Jersey outlets as high as minus 210. Over under in this game, staying steady at 8.5 across the board. Are we expecting Zach Davies to be Zach Davies and not what he's looked like in the past couple starts? Or are we going to get that lineup for the Atlanta Braves of what we thought it would be now that Acuna's back hot, or excuse me, Acuna's back healthy? Can he stay hot like he was at the beginning of the season? Take a look at these Cubs Braves numbers here. We'll start with you first, Jason.
Yeah, so look, the Braves just got no hit by Bumgarner. Not sure if that's official or not, what you guys think, but I think they're calling those 7-inning games complete games, shutouts, or whatever you call it. So if it's a complete game, I think it is a no-hitter. But definitely a guy we didn't expect to get that no-hitter against them. But, Davies, 4 innings pitched or less in his last 3 outings, 15 runs and 15.1 innings pitched on the season. Not the best start, 11 walks, 10 strikeouts. That probably continues versus the Braves. They can't do worse than they did before. So, I'd look at the Braves here. Obviously, the money line has jumped, so you could either look at minus 0.5 in the first 5 innings and just go with Charlie Morton, who has solid strikeout numbers right now and just had 1 bad game on the season, or you could look at the team total of 4.5 for the Braves and think that they'll get Davies and be able to score in this game, get at least 5 runs. So anywhere you look, I would say Braves first 5 or the Braves on the team total here.
Yeah, it's an interesting look here, Kyle. And I'll start with you. I know we like to look at no runs first inning, but I don't know if that would be the case in this one because you take a look at Atlanta, 2 best hitters in the lineup, Acuna, Freeman, go 1-2, and then a lot of Drek after that. But actually some decent, statistics here from Riley in the 7-hole and Heredia in the 8-hole. They are an assumed lineup. Actually, no, their lineup is official now, but I don't have the official lineup to actually look at. Chicago Cubs here, if we take a look in the first inning, Ian Happ, 272 weighted on base average leading off. But you do have some decent hitters there, Contreras, Rizzo, and Bryant right after that. It's interesting. Look, are we just going to expect that Atlanta, they're in Atlanta, the bats will soon rise up for us? Or are we going to take a look at an under type situation here, Kyle?
It's interesting. All the numbers tell me I love the Braves, and Rara has some very interesting stats there in the comment section. I encourage people to read that. But right now, when I have a ton of Braves in my lineup, let's look at the advantages here against Davies, who is an absolute can on the mound. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I could go out there and throw palm ball junk balls and perform better than Davies has so far. But we got Swanson, 22% advantage here over the last 3 years in terms of weighted OPS. Arnaud, 45. Acuna, 22. Albies, 21. Freeman, 23. Heredia, 69. So it's just advantage after advantage after advantage after advantage here. And I like Morton. So I actually don't mind this Braves team total over 4.5 minus 115. Yeah. I think they should get there. Tough weekend for them, no doubt about it. And like we all expected, the team, about an eighth of the way into the year with the most runs is the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's what we all expected, right? We expected them to be the best offense in the majors. So everything is going to form. But no, I like the Braves here. I think they snap out of it. I think they a little frustration this week. They get a nice matchup here. Don't love a ton about the Cubs lineup today against Morton. I know I saw the stats that Rara put out, and those are interesting stats. But you just look at this lineup. There's not a lot to love here. I mean, the guy with the best advantage really on the team is Jason Hayward. How good do you feel about him leading your team to victory? I know he had a couple good games, late last week. But I'm going to go the Braves here. First 5, minus 0.5 at minus 130. And I don't mind their team total over 4.5 at minus 115 either.
Boys, we talk about hitting weather here as well. Looking down at Atlanta, and that's nice. It just warms my bones here. 75 degrees at first pitch. Wind blowing in about 5 miles, which is nothing down there in that ballpark. So if you do have hitting weather finally in Atlanta, it looks like one of those nights here. We don't advise, just jumping ships. Hey, it's nice weather. Let's just see Atlanta should finally hit. But it's nice to see 75 degrees at first pitch. 8.5, 4 runs apiece. You're going to get your number in this one. Let's keep going. Philadelphia Phillies, who, my God, the bane of my existence. They have a lot of horrendous players on their team, which I can go on all day about. And I seeming like every day the show starts, I get angry at them. 905, 906, Wheeler and Wainwright on the mound. Over-under is 8 across. That tells you everything you need to know. You're going to have decent weather in St. Louis. Zach Wheeler got touched up a little bit in his last start. He's a good pitcher. Obviously, we know that. But Wainwright usually can get hit by anybody. That's why this total is 8. And if you want to look at the Philadelphia Phillies, walk Bryce Harper, Wainwright, and you will shut the door on them for maybe 1 run over 9 innings. I'm angry, Jason. Give me a look on this game. It's roughly a pick 'em.
Yeah, look, Wainwright's been a lot better recently. Allowed 11 earned runs and 19.2 innings pitched. But his last 3 starts, he's allowed just 6 runs, 17 innings pitched with high strikeouts, 23 strikeouts and 17 innings pitched. That can continue against the Phillies, who they strike out a fair portion. Especially those lefties in the lineup at the bottom of the order, they can definitely strike out against Wainwright here as well. So, again, Wheeler, he struggled a little bit, usually a lot better. He's been struggling a great deal. 10 earned runs in his last 3 starts, 22 hits in those 3 starts as well. So you're looking at both offenses. Maybe they, you think that maybe they'll be better, but the reality is both these pitchers should be able to rebound against these lineups. So, I know everyone's looking at the over because of the weather, because of the pitchers, but I think this might be a sneaky little underplay. I think that Wainwright and Wheeler can both kind of bounce back and have some good performances against offenses that have been inconsistent, to say the least, throughout the start of the season. So that's just my take here. Nothing official, of course, but I do think that you have to be a little bit careful taking the over with these 2 pitchers on the mound. They can both go 6-7 innings. And they could both, limit and get quality starts during these games as well. So
I mean, it's amazing. 77 degrees at first pitch, wind blowing out, high teens to left field. You say, where do I sign up for this? Well, here's where you don't sign up. When you have 7 auto outs in your lineup like the Phillies, I don't sign up for it, which, okay, maybe they hear me. Maybe they say, oh, man, he's killing me this morning. We're going to go out and drop a 7 spot out there in St. Louis. But this isn't like 42 degrees wind blowing in. It's an 8 because the Phillies stink. They were just in Colorado yesterday in a perfect hitting spot. Bryce Harper, 2 solo home runs. They couldn't sniff the rest of it. There are automatic outs all over the place. Kyle, what are you looking at tonight?
God, yeah, this game is so tough. And I'm glad I talked to Jason before this, because I'm like, man, when I look at, you just look at this Phillies lineup, the projected lineup, their career against Wainwright, 40 of 125, a 320 average. They've got nice advantages across the board, but Donnie is right. Outside of Bryce Harper, who, by the way, home run prop, I don't have a problem with that here. He's 13. Let me pull up the exact number. It's kind of astronomical here, his career here against Wainwright. Bryce Harper is 13 of 28, a couple of home runs, 4 doubles, and a triple. So 7 of his 13 hits and 28 at bats have gone for extra bases, 2 of them for home runs. So maybe you want to home run prop this up. But then you're right. It's just really, I mean, Real Muto's okay against righties, and he's 5 of 15. He's hit a homer. McCutcheon's had history, but McCutcheon is absolutely a shell of himself. What do you do with the rest of that lineup? So it makes it really, really tough. I'm going to say with the conditions, and even the St. Louis lineups had a little bit of success against Wheeler, a much smaller sample size here, but 14 of 43. You've got some bats there that have been okay against Wheeler, notably Nolan Arenado, 2 of 6 lifetime, couple of singles, not that big of a deal. I think this game, I would lean the over. I have a hard time picking a side if the proverbial gun to the head and Donnie bullies me into picking a side every time.
Pick it.
So I'd probably lean Donnie's Phillies.
Yeah.
Not loving it. I do think it may play to the over. I would not take for granted what Jason said about this being a sneaky under at all because of what some of these lineups do, and I certainly do think Wheeler's a little bit better than Wainwright. Scary game for me. Slight lean to the Phillies, but nothing official on it.
All right, Molly Urias, Cincinnati, Los Angeles Dodgers, 9:10, 9:09, 9:10. This will be a late-night game tonight, 10:10 at the first pitch. And if we look at these numbers, rising higher, which you usually see with the Dodgers, minus 165 to 185, minus 172 to 198. They are at home, but sometimes like to fade those teams that play later in the day, yesterday. But obviously, it was a West Coast game, so an unbelievable comeback by the Padres. We'll see if there's any little malaise for the Dodgers, but they're going to sport probably a damn good lineup that matches out very well versus Malley. If we look at the game tonight, 7.5 is a total, 7 showing up at Pinnacle right now, 7 showing up at Chris. Not looking at a lot of runs here, Jason, so far from what I'm seeing from the odds makers.
And it's funny because the Reds have had solid offense throughout the season, and the Dodgers obviously look down that lineup, especially against righties. They can do plenty of damage as well. So Dodgers over 3.5 team total. When do you ever see that under like minus 150? I think that's a really good look there. I think the Dodgers, they have to be upset about losing yesterday's game and just losing the series versus the Padres in the first place. They had to face a lot of lefties and they struggled. But I think going up against a righty now, I think they get back on track. I think that's a great look, and obviously I think this game also goes over. But yeah, I like the Dodgers more to go over. So you can look at that 3.5 on the team total at minus 140. You'll never see that again.
Yeah. No, it's a really
weird.
low number, but let's just see if it bounces back today from last night. The Dodgers, watching the game a little bit, oh man, spanking this team. And all of a sudden I blinked and turned it back on 7-7 heading into the 9th. And I was just like, amazing stuff. And that's going to be something to watch throughout the rest of the year. Quickly on this game, Cincinnati and the Dodgers, Kyle, any looks either way from a side or a total perspective?
Yeah, the number's crazy. It's actually shocking to see the Dodgers versus a mediocre right-handed pitcher whom they smash righties. The Dodgers are much better against righties and lefties. And let's just throw this little tidbit in. Let's say Molly comes out there and has one of his good starts and gives up 1 or 2 runs in the first 5 or 6 innings. Cincinnati has the second worst bullpen in the major leagues, tied with Texas. So their bullpen's giving up over 2 runs a game. Their starting pitcher's a righty against a murder's row for the Dodgers against righties. A team total over 3.5 minus 1. We were shocked. Jason and I were talking, absolutely stunned to see the total. Baby. And even if you want to juice that number up and go over 4.5, which I don't know what it goes to when you do that, I don't mind that either because I think the Dodgers get it done tonight. I think they put runs up. They can hit that total by themselves tonight, in my opinion. So I would lean the over in this game. Love the Dodgers team total over 3.5 minus 140. You guys can write that down. That's my lock of the day, and we'll go over that later. But that is just way too easy for me. I'm looking at the first 5 innings to see if we get any value here. I don't love a lot of the Reds. Urias has been very, very good. A .585 weighted OPS over the last 3 years if you compare him to this Reds lineup. So there's a lot of good stuff going on there. Love myself the Dodgers. I don't mind taking them first 5 at I'm looking at minus 0.5 at minus 120. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So Dodgers for halftime, Dodgers full time, and give me that over 3.5 team total.
There you go. And just as you said, maybe you'll talk about it later. Now you're going to talk about it right now as we slip it down. Best bets on the board in Major League Baseball today. Me, myself, I'm going to wait till third here. I don't have – it was great. Kyle Seager, Jason was up with me riding deep. I didn't have the game on, but the notifications, I saw there was 2 guys on base. I shut it down, and I was just waiting around, and my phone buzzed. And I checked. I'm like, ooh, maybe a single. Might need another single. No, a 3-run blast by Seager. The 9th was awesome. Set me off to a 10-4 record. Don't have an official play today for the play of the day, but I got a grimy team total that I'm running with. If you want McDonald's, if you want some McNuggets, if you want fries, and maybe even be able to supersize it, which they don't actually do anymore, this is the way to go. Yeah. The Rangers team total 3.5 minus 120 against Shohei Ohtani. Finally this year, it's breaking through to me. Look at the numbers that we have. I've been ripping this team day to day to day. And those Texas Rangers finally have a lineup that makes sense. Look at these weighted on base averages versus righties this year. 327, 322, 340, 428, 373, 379, 503, 396. We're getting after it. I'm going Rangers. Team total. Wow. Over 3.5 today, minus 120. Shohei Ohtani, what are we going to get? 81 pitches over 4 innings. Look good. Walk 6 guys. Get out of here. Dig on that bullpen. 4 runs today from the Rangers. That is my McDonald's play today. Go ahead, Jason. Take it away.
Yeah, so looking at the A's versus Rays game, I'm on the Athletics over 4 at minus 114. That was via FanDuel, so I'm getting that even number at 4. Obviously, still need 5. Do I like the 4.5? Of course I do. If you want to go for that over 3.5 at like minus 140, minus 145, that's okay too. I think the Athletics should be in a great spot here, going up against a lefty in Rich Hill. He's now allowed 4 earned runs in every start this season through 4 starts. He got to only 6 innings pitched, 1 start versus the Yankees, who were really struggling at the time. Outside that, he's looked awful. And I really like the A's. They are tremendous against lefties. Lots of guys with high ISO numbers, and really from top to bottom, they're capable of working out walks. Rich Hill walking 3.6 batters per 9 innings, and really struggles with guys on base. He's below average at 68.6%. So I'm on the Athletics over 4 at minus 114 via FanDuel. That is one official play. And the other official play, I posted this on Twitter. I asked you guys who you guys thought my underdog play of the day would be. And only one guy got it. And it's the Rockies plus 157 on the money line via William Hill. That is Rockies versus Giants. You got Gomber versus DeSclafani. Look at the FIPs between these two last year and this year combined. DeSclafani got a 4.98 FIP. Gomber, 3.96. What hurts Gomber are the walks. He's walking 5.36 batters per 9 innings. Well, if you look at his last 2 starts, it hasn't been the case. He's 4 walks, and I think he has 13 strikeouts in those last 2 games. If he's able to limit the walks, he's going to be a great pitcher throughout the entire season. He's allowed 0.54 home runs per 9 innings, so that's literally a half per 9 innings. So it takes 18 innings to score 1 home run against him in there, and then his batting average of balls in play, just 210. So the Giants are not going to walk. They're not going to strike out. They're going to put balls in play, but they're going to be hits to fielders. And I like Gomber's chances. And obviously, if he could get those easy outs early on, he'll be able to pitch through the 6th inning and be able to get through this entire game and pitch well. So again, the Rockies, the bats, you got Tapia, McMahon, Blackman, Nunez, they're all lefties that could do damage versus DeSclafani. Also had Story, Cron, Daza. They're all got power from the right side against righties as well. So I think they have the better lineup as well. Obviously, the Giants, they got Slater, Longoria, Ruff, Posey. They've all done well as well. But I think the Rockies have the better lineup. And I really, plus 160. I think it's just too much for the Rockies here. So again, Rockies money line plus 157 through William Hill. We are on that. It's official. 1 unit. We're going for it.
Best bet and bankers here from you, Kyle. About 5 minutes left in the show. Go.
Let's rock and roll. First of all, can we hit the thumbs up button, guys? Only 43 thumbs up. Do us a favor here. And I also want to applaud my boys. Look at the cojones on my boys. Donnie taking the pain with the Rangers and Jason taking the Rockies. I'm going to come in here much softer, much wussier. I am not as ballsy as you two. Absolutely beautiful. I love to see it. So let's start out. Obviously, the Dodgers team total over 3.5. That's just silly. Minus 140. That's my lock of the day. 100%. Now, plus money spot that I really like. Jason just beautifully described the situation with the A's and Rich Hill in Tampa Bay. you're getting the A's for plus money in the first 5 minus half a run at plus 115 over here at my bookie. Looking for a plus money spot. I really like the A's the first spot. I like Manea today as well on DraftKings. And if you're looking for a nerfie, since I didn't do enough nerfie talk today, that Brewers-Marlins game really stands out to me. I think you can get a nerfie in that one. If you're doing DFS, I know he's expensive, but tap that Corbin Burnes button. This is the lowest weighted 3-year OPS average of a pitcher versus lineup that I've seen in over 2 years, 0.370. Burnes has been absolutely dominant. My favorite right now to win the Cy Young. I think he would be the front runner right now for a lot of people, despite Madison Bumgarner's psychotic no-hitter, which makes and I don't even think they're going to count it as a no-hitter. Really, really bizarre there. Corbin Burnes should absolutely smash here, and I think Rogers can get through the top of that order in Milwaukee in the first inning. If I'm just doing a quick glance at the top of that order, you're not afraid of what's going to happen here against Rogers, the lefty. What do we got? God, I can't even find the leadoff hitter. I'm getting so old here, but Urias, a 12% advantage, not that great. It's nothing crazy. Hura, I'm probably pronouncing that name wrong. Not afraid of him. And Travis Shaw, lefty on lefty. So a nerfie in that Brewers Marlins game. Dodgers team total. A's first 5 plus money plus 115.
All right, keep it. Go around the Major League Baseball now. Quick odds lightning board. What sticks out to you? Just maybe pick out a game. To me, if I'm going around this board and I'm saying, like, what doesn't make a lot of sense? DeSclafani being a high favorite of minus 176. Look, I think San Francisco can obviously win this game, and they should. But seeing as a massive number like that, quickly here, Jason, give me an odds number that's shocking you on the board today.
Yeah, a lot of people are on the Brewers in this game. This is a sneaky spot. It's like Burnes can't really do better than he has previously. This could be a spot where the Marlins are able to win this game against the Brewers, and could be like a 2-1 game, a 1-0 game, where somehow the Marlins are able to beat the Brewers. So keep that in mind. This is a sneaky game where maybe the Marlins have a chance to win.
All right, spinning it around here, having some fun. There's a lot of interesting ones on the board. The Yankees, just when we think they're going to wake up, they usually end up dead. Matt Harvey, the Dark Knight on the mound. Any thoughts on that game tonight as we take a look here? Go ahead.
Man, the Yankees stand out like a sore thumb on this. Matt Harvey is trash, okay, on the mound. I'm sure he's a nice person. I have no idea. But on the mound, he's absolutely terrible. I've got a ton of Yankees tonight. I mean, Stanton, 42% advantage. Lemieux, 27. Torres, 42. Judge, 12. Sanchez, 44. Mike Ford, 55. Clint Frazier, 39. That's right. That's their entire Gio Urshela, for Christ's sake, who's a terrible hitter. 53%. They have huge advantages here. I'm looking at the Yankees first 5 minus 0.5 at minus 110. I think that makes a ton of sense. And I'm thinking we got a little bet here since I'm going to like the Brewers. Jason's leaning the Marlins. Maybe we have to do a shot at tequila on the show or something tomorrow, whichever one wins. I'll be keeping an eye on that. Maybe we get Jason tanked on the show and tarnish that perfectly ripped working out body that he's got going on over there. We'll tarnish it up and poison it up with some tequila there because I'll take the Brewers in that matchup.
All right, there we go. Look at that, 28 minutes. So we are right up against the bell. Let's clear the bases and get out of town. You know the plays that we're on. We're not wasting any time spinning it around, talking about some nonsense. You get the big games of the day. You get our plays of the day. You get our McDonald's money of the day. You get some looks on some differential games throughout that Major League Baseball card. We will be back tomorrow, same time, 2:30 Eastern, breaking down that Major League Baseball card with the information you need to get in, to get out, and to get paid. Thanks for tuning in today on a Monday, the Major League Baseball Show, right here on sportsbookreview.com. I'm Donnie Seymour for Jason Radowitz and Kyle Purviance. Back again tomorrow on a Tuesday. Good luck on those wagers.